Seniors, this vitamin you should never take, and this you must take daily. What if I told you that some of the vitamins sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, the ones you trust to keep you healthy, could actually be slowly weakening your body after 60? I've spent years working with older adults across the United States, and I can tell you this with complete honesty. One of the most common mistakes I see isn't what people eat. It's what they take every single day without questioning it. Because here's what quietly changes as you age. Your body no longer processes nutrients the same way it once did. What used to help you in your 40s or 50s can begin to build up, interfere, or even damage key systems. Your nerves, your heart, your balance, without setting off any obvious alarms. And the most dangerous part? The early signs often feel exactly like normal aging. That's why today we're going to uncover which vitamins you should never take lightly and which ones your body truly depends on now more than ever. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Part 1, 3 vitamins seniors should be very careful with. 1. Vitamin A, the safe vision vitamin that can quietly turn toxic after 60. It may surprise you, but one of the most common habits I see in older adults taking extra vitamin A for eye health is sometimes the very thing making them feel more tired, more foggy, and less like themselves. Here's where things become concerning. When you were younger, your body handled fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A fairly efficiently. Your liver stored what it needed and cleared out the rest. But after 60, that system slows down. The liver doesn't process excess as quickly, and vitamin A doesn't just pass through. It builds up silently over time. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if intake stayed low, but in reality, many seniors are unknowingly getting vitamin A from multiple sources at once. Multivitamins, eye health formulas, immune supplements, even fortified foods. The result? A slow accumulation that can reach harmful levels without you ever realizing it. And the most dangerous part is this: the symptoms don't feel like toxicity. They feel like aging. You might notice a constant sense of fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, dry, thinning skin that you assume is just part of getting older, occasional dizziness or mild headaches, even moments of mental fog or forgetfulness. I've had patients tell me, "Doctor, I guess I'm just slowing down." But after reviewing their supplements and adjusting their vitamin A intake, some of those symptoms improved noticeably within weeks. That's the hidden risk. You could be blaming age for something your daily routine is causing. This doesn't mean vitamin A is bad. It's essential for vision, immune function, and skin health. But after 60, the margin between enough and too much becomes much narrower. If you've never checked your supplement labels carefully, now is the time. Look for terms like retinol or retinol palmitate and pay attention to total daily intake, not just from one bottle, but everything combined. And if you're taking an eye supplement thinking it's protecting your vision, it may be worth asking your doctor whether you actually need that dose or whether it's doing more harm than good. Because what feels like a harmless daily habit can quietly chip away at your energy, your clarity, and your long-term health. And what I'm about to show you next is even more concerning because it's a supplement many seniors take specifically for energy. Yet, it may be doing the exact opposite. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Iron, the energy fix that can quietly damage your heart after 60. If you've been feeling more tired than usual and reached for an iron supplement thinking it might give you your energy back, I need you to pause for a moment because this is where many well-meaning seniors unintentionally put themselves at risk. Iron has a reputation for boosting energy, and for younger adults, especially women, it often makes sense. But after the age of 60, your body changes in ways that most people are never told about. For men and postmenopausal women, true iron deficiency becomes far less common. Yet the habit of taking iron just in case continues. Here's the problem. Unlike some vitamins, your body has no natural way to actively remove excess iron. Once it builds up, it stays. And over time, it can begin to affect your organs. Excess iron doesn't just sit harmlessly in your system. It acts like a slow internal irritant. It can increase oxidative stress, which contributes to the gradual stiffening of blood vessels and may place additional strain on your heart. This process doesn't happen overnight, but that's exactly what makes it dangerous. It's quiet, it's gradual, and it often goes unnoticed until damage has already begun. What makes this even more concerning is how misleading the symptoms can be. You might feel ongoing fatigue that never quite improves, mild joint aches or stiffness, occasional abdominal discomfort, a general sense that your energy is off. Most people assume I must need more iron, but in reality, Too much iron can cause the very fatigue you're trying to fix. I've seen patients who were taking iron daily for years without ever being tested. When we finally checked their levels, their iron stores were already elevated, and reducing their intake made a noticeable difference in how they felt. This is especially important in the US, where many multivitamins marketed to seniors still contain iron even when it's not needed. Combine that with diet and levels can creep up faster than you think. The key here is simple but critical. Iron should never be taken without a confirmed deficiency. A basic blood test like ferritin can tell you what your body actually needs, because taking iron when you don't need it isn't harmless. It's like slowly overloading a system that has no off switch. And what I'm about to share next may be even more surprising, because it's a vitamin many seniors trust for nerve health. Yet in high amounts, it can quietly interfere with your balance and increase your risk of falls. 3. Vitamin B6, the nerve support vitamin that can undermine your balance. There's a particular kind of risk that concerns me more than anything else in older adults. Not the sudden dramatic kind, but the slow changes that quietly affect your balance, your confidence, and your independence. And high-dose vitamin B6 is one of those hidden triggers I see far too often. Most seniors take vitamin B6 for good reasons. It's commonly recommended for nerve health, energy, and even mood support. On the surface, it sounds harmless, helpful, even essential. But here's where the situation becomes more complicated. After 60, your nervous system becomes more sensitive with age. At the same time, many over-the-counter supplements in the US, especially energy blends or B-complex formulas, contain vitamin B6 in amounts far higher than your body actually needs. And unlike what most people assume, more is not better here. Over time, excessive B6 doesn't strengthen your nerves. It can begin to irritate and damage them. What makes this particularly dangerous is how subtle the early signs are. You may start to notice a slight tingling in your fingers or toes, numbness that comes and goes, a feeling that your footing isn't as steady as it used to be, difficulty sensing the ground clearly when you walk. Most people dismiss these changes. They say, "I guess my balance isn't what it used to be," or "that's just part of getting older." But in some cases, this is not normal aging. This is early nerve disruption. And here's why that matters so much. Even a small change in sensation or balance can significantly increase your risk of falls. And for seniors, a fall is not a minor event. It can be life-changing. Hip fractures, hospital stays, loss of independence, these often begin with something as simple as feeling a little off on your feet. I've had patients who were doing everything right, staying active, eating well, but were unknowingly taking high doses of B6 daily. Once we identified the issue and adjusted their intake, those strange nerve sensations gradually improved. The takeaway here is not to fear vitamin B6, but to respect it. Your body needs it, but only in the right amount. Take a moment to look at your supplement labels. If you see unusually high percentages, especially in products promising energy or metabolism support, it may be time to rethink whether that dose is appropriate for you. Because protecting your nerves isn't just about comfort. It's about protecting your ability to walk safely, stay independent, and live life on your own terms. And now that you know what to be cautious with, let's turn to something far more encouraging. Because the next few nutrients, when used correctly, can truly help you feel stronger, steadier, and more in control of your health every single day. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Part 2, 3 vitamins seniors should prioritize daily. 1. Vitamin D3, the daily nutrient that quietly protects your strength, balance, and independence. Let me tell you something I see almost every week in my older patients. People who are doing their best to stay active, eat well, and take care of themselves. Yet, they still feel weaker, more unsteady, and more prone to illness than they used to. And very often, one simple deficiency is sitting right underneath it all: vitamin D. Here's the part most seniors aren't told clearly enough. After the age of 60, your body becomes significantly less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Even if you spend time outdoors, your skin simply doesn't convert sunlight the way it did decades ago. On top of that, many older adults in the US spend more time indoors, especially during colder months or due to mobility limitations. The result is something we see across the country: low vitamin D levels that quietly affect multiple systems in your body. This isn't just about bones, although that's important. Low vitamin D can lead to reduced muscle strength, making everyday movements feel harder, poor balance, increasing the risk of falls, slower recovery after illness or injury, a weakened immune response, meaning you get sick more easily. And here's what makes it tricky. These changes often happen gradually. You may not notice a sharp decline. Instead, you might just feel a little less steady, a bit more tired, or not quite as strong as before. Many people assume this is simply aging, but in some cases, It's a correctable deficiency that's been overlooked for years. I've had patients who started improving their vitamin D levels and noticed real practical changes. Walking felt more stable. Getting up from a chair became easier, and they had more consistent energy throughout the day. Now here's how to approach this safely and effectively. Don't guess your dose based on what you see online or what a friend takes. The smartest step is to ask your doctor for a simple blood test called 25-hydroxy vitamin D. This tells you exactly where you stand. From there, you can adjust your intake, often with vitamin D3, the form your body uses most efficiently. Also, consistency matters more than high doses. Taking a reasonable amount daily is far more beneficial than taking large amounts occasionally. Because when your vitamin D levels are where they should be, you're not just supporting your bones. You're supporting your ability to move confidently, avoid falls, and maintain your independence. And what I'm about to share next is just as important, because even if your diet looks healthy on paper, there's one critical vitamin your body may no longer absorb properly, and the consequences can show up in your memory, your nerves, and your energy without warning. 2. Vitamin B12, the overlooked nutrient that keeps your mind sharp and your nerves steady. You can be eating a perfectly balanced diet, lean meats, eggs, dairy, and still be quietly running low on one of the most critical vitamins your brain and nervous system depend on. And for many adults over 60, that's exactly what's happening with vitamin B12. Here's what changes as you age and why this matters more than most people realize. Vitamin B12 doesn't just depend on what you eat. It depends on how well your body can absorb it. And after 60, your stomach produces less acid, which is essential for pulling B12 out of food. On top of that, common medications in the US, like acid reducers for heartburn or certain diabetes medications, can further interfere with absorption. So even if your diet hasn't changed, your body's ability to use B12 has. Now here's where it becomes concerning. Low B12 doesn't usually show up all at once. It creeps in slowly, and the symptoms often get misinterpreted as normal aging. You may find yourself forgetting small things more often. Conversations feel harder to follow. You lose mental sharpness or feel foggy during the day. You notice tingling or numbness in your hands and feet. Your energy feels consistently lower even with good sleep. Many seniors tell me, I guess my memory just isn't what it used to be. But in some cases, this isn't simply aging. It's your nervous system not getting the support it needs. And if B12 levels stay low for too long, the effects can go beyond inconvenience. Nerve damage can become more difficult to reverse. Balance may be affected. Daily tasks that once felt automatic begin to require more effort and attention. The good news is this is one of the most manageable issues we see in older adults. A simple blood test can tell you where your B12 level stands. If it's low or borderline, supplementation, often in forms like sublingual tablets or injections, can help restore levels more effectively than relying on food alone. What matters most is consistency and choosing a form your body can actually absorb, because maintaining healthy B12 levels isn't just about memory. It's about preserving your clarity, your coordination, and your confidence in everyday life. And what I'm about to share next may be the most underrated support of all, because it affects your sleep, your muscles, and even your heart rhythm. Yet many seniors are unknowingly deficient in it every single day. 3. Magnesium, the quiet daily support your body needs more than you think. There's a pattern I've noticed in many adults over 60. Trouble sleeping through the night, muscles that feel tighter than they used to, and a heart that occasionally feels like it's skipping or racing for no clear reason. Most people assume these are just part of getting older, but very often there's a deeper correctable issue behind them. Low magnesium. Magnesium doesn't get the same attention as other vitamins, yet it plays a role in over 300 processes in your body. And as you age, your magnesium levels tend to decline without you even realizing it. This can happen because of changes in diet, reduced absorption in the gut, or common medications used in the US, such as diuretics or acid-reducing drugs. What makes magnesium deficiency particularly tricky is that it doesn't show up in one obvious way. Instead, it affects multiple systems at once. You might notice difficulty falling asleep or waking up multiple times at night, muscle cramps or tightness, especially in your legs, a sense of restlessness or low-grade anxiety, irregular heartbeats or a feeling of fluttering in your chest, fatigue that lingers even after a full night's rest. Many seniors tell me, I just don't sleep like I used to, or my body feels tense all the time. But when magnesium levels are low, your muscles and nervous system simply can't relax the way they should. And here's why that matters beyond comfort. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It affects your balance, your memory, and your ability to function safely during the day. The muscle tightness can increase your risk of strain or falls. And irregular heart rhythms, even mild ones, can be unsettling and sometimes signal deeper imbalance. The encouraging part is that magnesium is something you can address in a practical, straightforward way. Start by looking at your diet. Foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains are natural sources. But for many seniors, that alone isn't enough. A well-absorbed supplement such as magnesium glycinate or citrate is often more effective and gentler on the stomach. Timing can also make a difference. Many people find that taking magnesium in the evening helps support better sleep and relaxation. The key is consistency, not excess. Your body responds best to steady, appropriate levels over time. Because when magnesium is where it should be, you may notice something subtle but powerful. Your body feels calmer, your sleep becomes deeper, and your days feel more manageable. And now that you've seen both sides, the vitamins that may be quietly harming you and the ones that can truly support you, the real question becomes this. Could your daily supplement routine be working against you without you even knowing it? The real difference after 60, it's not what you take, it's what you understand. There comes a point in life when your body no longer gives you loud warnings. It whispers instead. And after 60, those whispers, subtle fatigue, restless sleep, slight imbalance, moments of forgetfulness are often where the real story begins. What you've seen today isn't just about vitamins. It's about something much deeper, how easily the body can be thrown off balance when we assume more is better instead of asking what is truly needed. At this stage of life, your body is more sensitive, more selective, and in many ways more fragile than it used to be. The liver processes more slowly. The nervous system becomes more delicate. The heart and blood vessels respond differently than they did decades ago. That means even small daily habits, like the supplements you take without thinking, can either support your health or quietly work against it. And here's what many people don't realize. Some of the most important changes in your body happen while you sleep. That's when your muscles recover, your brain clears out waste, your heart rate slows, and your nervous system resets. But if something is off, if your nutrients are imbalanced, if your system is overstimulated or deficient, those nightly repairs don't happen the way they should. Over time, this can show up as waking up tired, even after a full night in bed, feeling less steady on your feet in the morning, gradual memory decline or slower thinking, increased vulnerability to illness or injury. And these changes don't appear all at once. They build quietly month after month. So when we talk about your health over the next 1 to 5 years, we're not talking about one big event. We're talking about the direction you're heading in based on what you do every single day. If your current routine includes supplements your body doesn't need or can't process well, you may slowly move toward more fatigue, more instability, and less independence. But if you begin to understand your body, adjust your choices, and focus on what truly supports you, your future can look very different. Stronger steps, clearer thinking, better sleep, more control over your daily life. That's the difference. Because aging isn't just about time passing. It's about whether your body is being supported correctly or quietly overwhelmed. So take a moment after this, look at what you're taking. Ask questions. Make small informed changes because your health 3 years from now, 5 years from now, is not something that just happens to you. It's something you are actively building one decision at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.